yet, so I have quite a bit of free time still. So I'm just having a really slow, chill morning, which is so nice. The weather is just perfect here. It's like a little bit chilly, but not like super cold, and it's just so nice to be outside. So I just have my little coffee, and I thought we could have a little chat. Something that I really got value from in watching different YouTubers is hearing people either around my age or a few steps ahead of me reflecting on things that they had learned in my stage of life. And I just feel like there's something so valuable and beautiful about learning from other people in that way. I also, throughout college, was a mentor to high school girls, and I so enjoyed that and loved that. And I was just thinking about them, thinking about some of the things that I wished maybe I had imparted sooner, or like I wished I had had the chance to chat about. So I thought I'd put those in video form, and hopefully someone out there can get some value from the things that I have learned as well. So the thing I wanted to talk about today is friendships, and these are reflections from about, I guess, 4 years ago is when I graduated high school. But these are things that I just learned through the journey and the process. So here are 5 things I wish I knew, or I wish someone had told me, or been there to process with me about friendships post high school. The first thing that I want to say is that intentionality matters, because all of a sudden you're not seeing the people that you used to see on a really regular basis, sometimes at all. Friends in your actual high school, you saw them, maybe every day or every other day. And if you had friends from sports or church, you might see them once a week or multiple times a week, and all of a sudden that regular cadence of seeing each other and meeting together is just completely gone. I don't think I understood that being gone would really change things for a lot of my friendships. For the friendships that you want to continue, you really have to be intentional with them, and you have to set aside time, because the time is not built into your schedule anymore. Like when you're in high school, you have your 9 to 3 or whatever timing your high school was at to be at school, and you would see people during that time. But then, for example, if you go to college, you have a whole different schedule, and your high school friends are not built into that schedule already. And so it takes a lot of intentionality and deliberate planning to be able to fit those friends into your schedule. The next thing I want to say is that seasons are okay and totally normal and even good and healthy. I think that we're kind of bad as humans, or maybe our default as humans is to have a season of something that was really positive and amazing, and come out of that season, we look back, and if those people are not in our lives anymore, we tend to think of reasons why they're no longer in our lives. And at least for me, I feel like a lot of times those reasons come up as negative. I'll be like, oh, they stopped reaching out to me, or something happened, or like there was a falling out or something. And it's hard for us to, in our brains, know that we're no longer in that season and those people are no longer part of our lives, and to not, I think, throw blame on either ourselves or the other people. So I feel like, at least for me, I kind of made stuff up in my head about why I'm no longer friends with certain people, or why certain friend groups didn't continue on. And it wasn't healthy, because it detracted from being able to look back on those friendships with gratitude and the ability to see how impactful it was at that point in my life, and that it's totally okay when things change, and there doesn't have to be a reason for a friendship to have completed its course. I just wish I had learned sooner, and I wish people had told me that seasons are okay and healthy and normal, and I can have a season of the most wonderful friendship of my life, and it can end, and I can move on and have new friends and not really talk to that friend anymore, and still look back with such gratitude. It just doesn't have to be awkward. It doesn't have to be weird for me to reach back out or to see them, I don't know, at the grocery store. So try not to look back on friendships that have run their course in a negative light. Try to remember them with gratitude, and to be okay with the fact that sometimes a friendship is for a season. The third point is kind of right along the same lines of the one about seasons, and it's that moving forward requires leaving behind. That was so profound to me when I first heard that little phrase or quote. When I graduated, I was hanging on to some friendships and hanging on to some friend groups because of the second point of I wasn't aware that seasons are okay and it's okay to have a season and to, you know, move past that season and go into the next season. And so this third point about if you want to move forward in your life and to grow and to forge ahead and create your path and live your life, there's always a measure of leaving things behind. And that's really hard. We don't want to leave things behind that were special and that were impactful and positive for us. But sometimes, again, if something has run its course, you need to leave it behind. We all have 24 hours in a day, and there's kind of this constant evaluation of the things in your life and whether you have the time for them. So if there's things that you are participating in that are no longer bringing you value, or they just are not right for this time in your life, you could be missing out on other things that could be filling that time and that energy. And so in order to move forward in life, you always have to leave things behind. The fourth thing I want to say is that grief is healthy. And again, it flows right from the previous point of leaving things behind, because leaving things behind is a sad thing when you have to say goodbye to people or places or things. It's a little bit sad because it is in some ways loss. And so I think it's important to allow yourself to grieve when a season has closed or when something has ended that was really important to you, instead of being frustrated with ourselves that, you know, we're not transitioning well. You need to, you know, understand and prioritize allowing yourself to grieve. The fifth thing is that space is opportunity. So space is opportunity just means that when you're leaving things behind, so once you've grieved the transition and you decided to leave behind a season or a friendship or a group, you can get excited because the space that frees up in your life is opportunity for something new. There are so many amazing, exciting things out there to experience and to learn. Truly, there's just so much. And I feel like this is not about friendship, but another thing that I wish I'd learned sooner is it's never too late to grow a new facet or a new side to yourself. Sometimes I think we lock ourselves into, I was like a sporty girl, or I was a musical girl, this or that or whatever. Like, we lock ourselves into this identity. We don't allow ourselves to explore what the world has to offer, which is so many things. And so when you leave things behind, and it doesn't always have to be forever either, like you could revisit a certain facet of yourself later, but it frees up time and energy and space in your mind even to try something new, and it's just really an opportunity. So those are the things I wanted to say about friendships, and I hope that it helped you a little bit, or maybe put words to things that you're already feeling and brought you some value. If there's something else you would want to hear thoughts on, let me know. But yeah, I miss you so much. Baking. I have really been craving chocolate chip cookies recently, so I'm gonna make some right now.